Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Nellie and Ruth Designs. This is another week of the bird collage that I have put out there. I call it a challenge, but I don't think it's much of a challenge. I just want everybody to work with beautiful birds, come up with surreal art. They can come up with, you know, if you're working on a junk journal, you could make some really pretty tags for your junk journal. You could create a, you know, just a very nice page in your junk journal, scrapbooking pages like I have done using bird images, flowers. It doesn't necessarily have to be surreal art. It doesn't have to be a real collage. I just want everyone to, I guess it's my way of getting you back. I don't want to say back in touch with nature, because a lot of you are in touch with nature. But if you don't, you know, if you're unable to get outside, or you live in more of an urban setting and you're not rural like I am, where I'm surrounded with woods and beautiful walking paths and things, you know, mountains, you know, it is hard for you to you know, be in touch with nature unless you go to a conservatory or a is it a conservatory that is, you know, is filled with, I don't think it's a conservatory. Is it a conservatory for stars? Now see, I'm overthinking. Let me see here. It's got to be a conservatory. Yeah, a conservatory where you can go. It's a large, a lot of them look like greenhouses, and they're full of plants and beautiful, beautiful. You know, maybe some of them have butterflies in them. I know when we go down to Key West, we go to the so-called Butterfly Museum. But it's a huge conservatory, and it has amazing, amazing plants in there, and butterflies are flying all around you, and they added pink flamingos, and it's just such a soothing, wonderful place to go. So basically, that's all I want you to do with these collages, and then when, you know, the one I'm going to do, it's not even really a collage. It's just a message for me. So when I flip through my book, or I may want to put this in one of my journals, I can do it, and it's just a reminder for me. So you can do them any way you want. So with that being said, we'll get started, but I want to thank everybody first. If you're new to my channel, welcome. And for those that are returning and that are enjoying this little, I guess it's a series, or you know, my weekly video, thank you. And a big shout out and a thank you as well to my Patreon, all my patrons over on my Patreon. So this week, like I said, this is kind of like a reminder to me. I do a lot of summer reading, and I'm reading a really good book now. I read all kinds of stuff. And in my next video after this, I'm going to do a little book. I've pulled some of my favorite books, and I just want to show you the types of books that I read. I read all different subject matter. And this is one of them. I found, this is the Tao of Pooh, and the T, you do pronounce it as if it's a D, letter D. So it's the Tao of Pooh. And if you're not familiar with what Taoism is, Taoism is just a way of living. To me, it's a very simple way of living. And I'm going to read a little blurb to you from the internet here. It says, Taoism has been connected to the philosopher Lao Tzu. It's Laotzu, Lao Tzu, who around 500 BCE wrote the main book of Taoism, the Tao Te Ching. Taoism holds that humans and animals should live in balance with the Tao, or the universe. Taoists believe in spiritual immortality, where the spirit of the body joins the universe after death. Okay. This here by Benjamin Hoffman is probably the best little series I've read. It's the Tao of Pooh and the Tao of Piglet. Okay. And this is a 2-book series or 2-book set. And they're just small little paperbacks. This is about the size. This is it here. This is the Tao of Piglet. Okay. My Tao of Pooh is in the other room, and I just didn't feel like getting up and getting it. I'm trying to get these videos done. But in the Tao of Pooh, Benjamin Hoffman, and I'm reading this as well, Benjamin Hoffman reveals how the simple-minded character of Winnie the Pooh perfectly emulates the teachings of the ancient Chinese philosophy of Taoism. Taoist principles revolve around simply living as you are, and following the natural power of the universe to find wisdom and happiness. So for me, I'm really, I believe in God and, all of that, but there's something about reading books on Taoism that kind of, it brings me down. It grounds me. Not that I'm not grounded, but Taoism is all about wisdom and not overthinking things and listening to nature and listening to things around you. Some people would say that maybe it's your gut telling you what to do. But this is a really nice set. It's simple reading because Taoism is simple. It gives you somewhat of a different mindset on just keeping a nice balance, not overthinking things, letting nature take its course, listening, not just hearing somebody, but listening instead of speaking. It has all different wonderful little pieces that you can take away. So when I was thinking about my summer, I found this, and this is what led to all of this. I was sitting here the other night and I was sorting through a lot. I have a little bucket and it has a lot of images in it, and I want to do a glue book, so I was separating images that were already cut out versus images that weren't cut out versus other images. And this is an image that I came across, and this is from Bambi. It's a little scene in the book Bambi, and I pulled this out and I thought this would be really cute to use in a bird collage this week. So it was sitting here on my desk, and I was making other videos, and I kept looking at it, and I'm thinking, well, a collage doesn't have to always be complicated, and it can just be, very simple. You can get your point across. So then I got thinking about owl, all right? And owl plays a huge part in the Tao of Pooh because, wise old owl, he thinks he's very smart and he has a lot of knowledge, but does he really have wisdom? So here we have the little squirrel sitting here, very content. We have this little bluebird here, and obviously owl is probably giving some advice to this little bluebird. And that's what got me thinking about the Tao of Pooh. And then I have, from my boys' scrapbook, baby books, I have a whole bunch of Winnie the Pooh ephemera. So I took out Piglet and Pooh. And they're just sitting here. They're sitting in a dandelion patch, and they're blowing, and remember when you used to do that when you're a kid? You would find, after the dandelions went to seed, you would pick all of the the puffy plumes, and you would blow the dandelions and see where the seeds went. It's mindless. You could, when I was a child, you could sit there and just, it's a wonder. You look at these, you see these dandelions, they turn into these plumes of seeds. You very simply blow on them and they blow away. Again, it's just living with nature. You don't even have to understand how nature works. It just works. You don't have to put any rhyme or reason behind it. It just works. So that's what I want to do this week for my bird collage. Something different. And I just want to show you how you can take your glue stick and throw it across your table and you're still fine. But I just want to show you, these are cards that I use, and I've showed you my book before, and I wanted to go back. I didn't want to make a big collage this week. These are the cards that I use for this style collaging. All right. And I really enjoyed this challenge here. And I just think it would be nice this week to show you that it just doesn't always have to be a fancy collage, looking for tons of images that you need to make a crazy collage. It can just be simple, something that you like. It doesn't even have to be a collage. It can just be something like this. If you are working on a special project and you just want to feature a couple birds. So that's another reason why I'm doing this week, because I just don't want you to be overwhelmed. And you see other people's collages and you're like, oh, I can't do that. I don't have the items to do something like that. I'm not creative. I've had a lot of gals say that, my mind doesn't work like yours. We really like to watch you create your collages, but, I would never think of that. You don't have to think of that. And, going back to the old, I'm here to give you ideas and different ways to think about things. But you do you, I'll do me, and just work with your nature, work with what you know what to do, because that's what makes you special, and that's what makes you unique. You don't have to do what somebody else does, and art is art. We have to remember that. Where's my little art is art, and it doesn't, there's nothing stating that if you just took a couple pieces of images like I'm doing, nobody can say that that isn't art or that isn't a collage, or it's not what you are saying it is. So I'm going to, this is, again, it's going to be very simple, very easy. And it's basically, and this is really, if you're into quotes, I love quotes. And if you are into quotes, these little cards would be great for you to make. Again, you could make little cards. You know, if you like birds, you combine what you like. If you like birds, if you like cats or dogs. If you like vintage items, you know, women, men, boys, children. You saw in my, if you watched my recent video on the Rolodex cards, I made 2 Rolodex cards from children's magazines, okay? And if you like something like that, you can just create whatever you want. Use your quotes. I'm putting a quote on here, and if you like song lyrics or song titles, use those. I made a photo album many years ago. I should show you one time. If you want to see it, let me know. But I made a photo album, and I did it. It was digital. I can't remember the company right now, or I used to get my photos from. And it was all pictures of, I think it was just my boys when they were, because they were smaller. And I did it for a Father's Day present to my husband. And it was, I think it was just pictures of him and the boys. And it was all song titles. Every picture went a song. I had a song title go with it. So you can do whatever you want when it comes to the collage, you know, the bird collaging. Again, it's just for you to get your mind working, you know, maybe to reminisce a little bit. Let's see if I can use this. Let's see if I can use this somewhere. I'd like to have another little piece of, and maybe not. Fit up there? Yeah, I'll put that up there. That'll fit up there. I don't need that up there. I don't need that. Okay. And then down here, I'm going to have Pooh and Piglet, because the quote that I took is out of the Tao of Pooh. I can't remember if it's the Tao of Pooh or the Tao of Piglet. So for my little credit, I gave both books credit for the, and we're going to put them right here. Okay, just like that. I have to put this, there was glitter. These are double-sided, and there's glitter on one side, but I didn't want glitter on here. And then the quote that I wrote for this, I'm going to lower this down a little bit for you. Okay, there we go. Isn't that sweet? The quote that I wrote out from the Tao of Pooh and the Tao of Piglet is, nature teaches us balance and harmony in all things. And if you stop and think about it, and I think I'm going to frame this with just some simple white paper. Let's see here. I don't want pink. I could use a little bit of pink, but I don't know if I want pink. I don't want pink. Let me grab a little piece of white. Okay. All right, we got my box out here with my white papers. Let's see. Let me grab a little piece here. Oh, I've got a cream color one. I think I'll use a cream color one. The one thing that I just think nature teaches us to be patient, to let things flow. You can't change things in nature, right? I mean, if there's a flood, winds, rain, you can't change the way the wind blows. You can't change the way the rain hits against your window. Or how many times have I gotten upset that the rain is coming in and it's, hitting this or hitting that, or splashing. If I have my door open, it's splashing up against the floor. You just can't change nature. And everything, even in the wild, everything is balanced. And it's the way it's supposed to be. It's the way it's supposed to be. And I'm going to put that right there. All right. And then that will just remind me that if something, trim this off a little bit. I think I'm going to make this a little bit, just going to cut this down. This will also remind me that if something doesn't go the way I think it should go, there's nothing I can do about it, because that's just part of nature. It's part of human nature. If something happens, and I just have to be with it. Okay, right there. So that was pretty simple and pretty easy this week, wasn't it? So again, there's nothing, the bird collages, they do not have to be complicated. They can be as simple as this. Just add a little quote to it. You could do, if you have a bird, you could use your stamps, you could do whatever. Just go with the flow. You should relax when you do these and just do what you want to do, and just have a good time. So that is it this week. I hope you enjoyed this very simple, easy little collage with the quote. I think it's so cute. It's a nice addition. I'll probably put this, I may even just set this out just as a reminder that nature teaches us balance and harmony in all things. And it's just a really good reminder. So that's it for this week, my friends. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, and I will see you down the road. All right, everybody, have a great day. Bye-bye.